I used to walk down the street and look at everybody going about their business, young and old people, thick and thin, all different colours, creeds and nationalities, all seeming to be sorted, happy people going about their lives. And I would look at them and I would think to myself, is it only me then that is unhappy? But the truth was, many of these peoples had problems of their own and they were far from happy. Because you never know, do you, what's going on behind people's eyes. Here's a question for you. What's going on behind your eyes? How happy are you? Do you want to be happier? Do you want to make changes in your life? Do you want to make a better future for yourself? If the answer is yes, I'm telling you that this podcast is for you. Whether you are young or old, then this podcast is for you. My message is, if you want a better life than you have currently got, if you want to be happier and you want to make those dreams that you've got for yourself come true, you can absolutely you can do it, because if I did it, then so can you. If you are young, I want to share with you all of the things that I wish that someone had just told me when I was young. And if you are older, remember this, that you are never too old to make changes in your life, and you are never too old to go out and make dreams come true. There was a time in my life when I was not happy. I was having no joy in my life. I saw no way forward, and I lost all faith and belief in myself. And I wondered, is it all worth it? Is life worth it? And you know what? I thought about it and I decided that yes, life was worth it. And I decided that I would go and find my happiness. And it led me down a road where I discovered the steps that you need to take to find true inner happiness. I say true inner happiness because I'm not talking here about bullshit pretend happiness. You know, the kind that we put on to kid each other, ourselves and other people, that all is good and great in our world when really it's not. And not only did I discover the steps to happiness, I also went on to find the rules that you need to follow to make your dreams come true. And making your dreams come true plays a major part in being happy. I wrote down those steps to happiness, and I wrote down the rules to making your dreams come true. I listed the dreams, the goals and the targets that I thought would make me happy, and then I committed myself. I went for it. I committed myself to taking the steps and to follow the rules to see if they worked. I tested them out, and I was amazed, truly amazed by what I went on to achieve, because I achieved all the goals, all those dreams that I set for myself, and I went on to find true inner happiness, and that is a great thing. And as I will keep saying, if I did it, so can you. 7 years ago, I wrote a happiness booklet. It was called The Steps to Happiness. If you send me your email address, I'll send you a copy if you want. Now, at the start of this booklet, I wrote an introduction about myself, which still sums me up today, and it sums up what this podcast is all about. And this is what I wrote. My name is David. I'm 51 years old, married to my beautiful wife on the inside and the outside, my beautiful wife Tracy. We have 4 fantastic children. I'm the happiest that I've ever been, getting happier, and the change in my life is a true blessing. With the help of and the inspiration from other people, I have discovered the steps that one needs to take to be happy. My goal is to share my findings in the hope that I might just help someone somewhere to get to a better place. So the aim of this podcast is to get you to a better place, a happier place in your life, if that is what you need to do. The steps of happiness and the rules to follow to make your dreams come true work. I researched them, I wrote them down, I followed them, I tested them, and all of my dreams, like I said, came true. I mean, every single one of them. And like I said, I found my true happiness. These steps and the rules that I discovered were new to me. They were brand new. I made them up. I wrote them down. But what I went on to discover is that these rules, although brand new to me, they have been around since time begun. But really only relatively a small number of people follow them and therefore go on to find their success and their happiness. This podcast is here for you, to help you. And as I've said, to get you the need, the help if you need it to get you to a better place. My aim is to play the part of an introducer, to introduce you to different ways of thinking, doing and receiving, and to introduce you to strategies, speakers and information that will help you to transform. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow, like and share. Anything, in fact, to grow the audience, because I want to reach, in terms of content, I want to reach as many people around the world who need help, because I believe that a word, a phrase or a sentence can truly inspire people to go on and out in their lives and transform their lives. I don't know where this podcast will go, how it will develop. The first episodes in this podcast are laid out in steps. They are a process to stick with that will massively help you to get happier. All that you need to do is to stick with this podcast, to stick with the process that I will lay out for you, and to listen with an open mind and just to give things a go. Because after all, if you are not happy at the moment, what have you got to lose? Please, it's a big please, don't give up on me too early. Because I'm promising you that great things will happen to you and for you if you just stick with it. If these things don't happen for you, then actually you can just simply throw it away, can't you? But what I'm saying is, just don't throw this podcast away too early. Give it a chance. Like any process, for it to work, you've got to work the process through. And working the process through sometimes means holding on to that thing that we call faith and belief. You need to hold on to faith and belief that it will work, even when it looks like nothing is happening. Take a seed, for example. If you want to plant a seed, you prepare the ground, you plant the seed, and you keep feeding it and tending it. And then you've got to hold on to that faith and belief in the process of life that your seed is gonna grow. Let go of that faith and belief and the seed dies, because you stop watering it and you stop tending it. And if you do that, you will never ever see that beautiful flower that the seed could have grown into bloom. And in the same token, if you give up on your faith and belief in any process, if you give up on your faith and belief in this process, in this podcast, it will not work for you. Life, it's just like a computer. Put rubbish in a computer, you'll get rubbish out. Put great things in your life and you will get a great life. And this podcast is about putting great things into your life. The first steps in the first episodes of this podcast will lay out the process. All the steps and rules that you need to follow to make your dreams come true and to find that true inner happiness is all there for you. Follow them and watch your life open up in a big way, and I mean a really big way. I don't know how this podcast will develop. It might be that we go on to invite a number of guests in to talk on this podcast about all things happy and all things dreaming, or to take some comments and give out answers. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen there. As I bring, at the moment though, this podcast to an end, I'd like to say the power of this podcast is that it is put out by an ordinary man. That's me, by Mr. Average, the man in the street, Mr. Joe Public, who is not a superstar, not famous, not a millionaire, but who is a man who has found his success, found his place in the world, and has made and is still making his dreams come true, making me truly the wealthiest man on the planet. If I can find that elusive thing that we are all looking for, that being true inner happiness, then so can you. And by the way, I am shooting for that million. That's it for now. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe and pass this podcast on to anyone who might be needing help. All that's left to say is dream, baby, dream. Stay safe and above all, be happy. I'll see you in the next podcast.